Happy Thursday! Woo woo!
Woo! Throwback Thursday, here we are.
Here we are indeed. Awesome. How's everyone doing today? Let us know here in the comments. We'd love to hear from you as always. So check in with us. Check in with us. What is your favorite part about Throwback Thursday? Is it all the fun fashion? Throwback, traveling back in time with us, or just figuring out, what the national holiday will be today?
That's right. It's always fun on Throwback Thursday. That's for sure. We always have a lot of exciting things to go back in time with. And it's back to school time, I guess, everywhere now. I mean, if you haven't started, you're getting ready to start, right?
Exactly. Yep. And so we always love to start off with what is the outfit of the day. So LaDonna, share with us, what is it that you have on for right now?
Well, I wanted fun today, so I have a simple white and pink top. I'm wearing pink because I know that pink and black is the Angel Society colors. And then I threw on one of my pink boas, which are new with tag, and you can find them in the store at www.homesweethometreasures.net. And it's just a fun, fluffy feather boa that you can throw in for parties or use it for decor. Upcycle your lampshade with this, add to it. That would be fun. How about you, Olivia?
I remember seeing that pink boa during one of the sneak peek previews. So that looks amazing.
Yes. So many fun things to do with pink boas.
Wonderful. All right. So because it's back to school theme, this is the most uniform outfit I could put together. Because I think of school uniforms, I think of a preppy collar, which I've got on, and I think of bows. So I've got bows on the sleeves.
Oh, yes. I love that. Yes.
But I've seen a lot of the fashion trends coming back where they've got those pretty blouses with the bows, the bow tie look. And so, that just immediately brings me back to school. I look like a librarian today.
You look so unique and gorgeous as always. And I did not wear a school uniform. Did you wear a school uniform when you were younger?
No. So I was going to a public school. So, we had a dress code, but no uniforms per se. Uniforms are always reserved for those private schools or, Catholic schools. And however, during my time period, they wanted to introduce a dress code that was sort of like a uniform. So they wanted navy and khaki colors. So it's always like a navy polo or a white polo shirt, and then, a khaki skirt or khaki pants. And that was a way of kind of introducing that concept in a public school setting, which I thought was
yes. And my daughter, I taught at a public school, and a public school for a short time, but then I went to private. And my Christy went there a couple of years also. And they had a school uniform at the private school, and it was a plaid skirt, and then she could wear a red, white, or navy polo. And then when she didn't have to wear the dressy skirt, she could wear khaki navy shorts. So on the website, you will find a lot of khaki, navy, and red tops, and also shorts and pants. You know, it's kind of, you know, public schools now, a lot of them do have uniforms, and then some of them just have a really strict dress code. Like some of the schools in my area are arguing back and forth because they have put the mask as part of the uniform, because our government says that you don't have to wear a mask right now. So the schools have gathered, and the way around it is they have put in their school dress codes that you must wear a mask, and that was a way around it. And there's a lot of lawsuits in my area going on right now because of the craziness. So yeah, that's different, right? So
well, it's a sign of the times, right? The sign of the times that we live in, you know, with the mask being a mandated and now part of the school uniform. So when they were introducing the uniform concept to us growing up, it was a way of just kind of, you know, not drawing attention to who has what, you know, because you have kids that came off with like those like fancy sneakers or clothes and wanting to make everyone feel like, okay, like that wasn't something that would deter them from studying.
right.
Popularity contest.
Right. And I think too, it was, I remember, I know I don't live in Dallas, but I live in the suburbs of Dallas. And I remember when they made public schools, they were going through the dress code thing with uniforms, because they didn't want the, I don't want to say people that have more money than have less money. And then fashion became a school learning time, and fashion should not be, you know, accredited to someone. But you know, even when you go to clothing, is so fun, and but it can be so harsh, is that okay, a polo top, well, someone with more money is going to go buy maybe a Ralph Lauren polo top, when someone else may have to get theirs at a lower end, let's say, I don't know, a dollar store or Walmart or some Target, something similar to that. So that was a big issue. And since their shoes weren't in the dress code, then you still had some people that would wear $200 or $300, you know, Michael Jordan sneakers, where others were, you know, different. So dress codes are a huge thing. You know, I remember when my Misty was in school, the big dress code issue was the length of the skirts. And
they had a ruler.
So their code was fingertip. Well, that doesn't work because she was taller and her arms were longer. So her skirts and shorts had to be a lot longer than others. She did not like that. I had to bring other clothing to her a couple of times. But anyway, it's a big issue, and there's not a great answer for it because everyone's different. And, you know, and I know in Dallas, it was a big thing. They didn't want, you know, gangs, you know, the dress that some gangs do. So I don't know. It's just a big issue everywhere. So yeah, but back to school, I'm kind of excited because I know parents will get back on their routines, and moms can get back to the gym if that's what they want to do, or work out at home, or, you know, it's a routine thing. I remember when I was having my girls grow up through the school systems, is getting us back on our routine.
Exactly. And like you said, it's an ongoing discussion. It's always going to have some sort of debate. And I mean, I like the idea of having like a uniform look that everyone can, you know, pertain to, and, you know, and it's reasonable for families to afford, and then allow some individuality and creativity with the kids. Right.
Right.
But I mean, I go into stores now and I see like those matching uniform type colors.
Yes.
And,
it seems like the navy, reds, whites, khaki, that's all in, you know, pretty much, if they have to wear, it's really hard. It's really hard. There's, coming from going to the schools, even when I wasn't teaching, I was homeroom mom, I was helping teachers. Even when my grandkids at school, especially when they were elementary, I did a lot of volunteering. And it was still an ongoing issue, even in the public schools when they didn't have, uniforms. That dress code was such a huge ordeal. And I guess it always will be, unless the schools come out with clothes you buy from the school, strictly from the school. I don't know.
So I can always count on you to, pull out some fun facts and trivia. So we've got some slides prepared, and I'd love for you to walk us through what you discovered about school uniforms. Hang on one sec. Let me see if I can pull that up.
And while she's pulling that up, Olivia, as always, I'm saying I was so surprised with some of the things that I found. I had no idea school uniforms went so far back. Coming from a poverty area, poverty family, I would have never been able to go to school if I had to wear a uniform. That just wasn't in the budget. And then I found out it was hundreds of years ago there were school uniforms. Did you have any idea?
No, I mean, I just look forward to your research every week. Because I think it's so interesting, like what you find out, like you went all the way back to like 1800s. I was like, what?
Oh, I know. I mean, because I'm always wanting to teach our audience something, hopefully. Surprise them with a few things, make them laugh, make them happy, and just, give you some fun facts.
Fun facts indeed, exactly. Let's see. And I think, because you have a teaching background, so like once you look up one thing, it's like you want to like go further, and you keep spiraling because you keep finding out new things. Like, oh, let me look there, and let me look there. So
right. And it's and then you have all the different countries. They do things different. England does things completely than the US, Canada. So here we go. England in 1222, I would had no idea that there would be a school uniform. And to me, this picture shows it looks more like a dressy occasion they're going to, not school. I mean, honestly, look at him. I mean, that's crazy that's crazy to me.
I know, he looks like he's dressed for the ball, right?
And look at the yellow long socks. That was a big thing back then, is the long socks. And I wouldn't even think, I looked at it 2 or 3 times. I thought I was reading it incorrectly, that was a school uniform. It was amazing.
Awesome. And I like the little jaunty little belt to keep it all together.
Yes.
They wouldn't allow us to have hoodies. Like you couldn't wear a hooded sweatshirt.
My grandson was telling me that, or someone was telling me, I can't remember, maybe I read it, that they're doing that this year in our areas. They're not going to be able to wear hoodies anymore. That's so weird.
Everything had to be clear. Like we had to like clear backpacks, or we had to do backpack checks, everything for safety. Safety reasons.
It's crazy that our world is so and some people are probably not going to agree with me. There's so many illnesses out there, whatever it is, to make children and adults do crazy, harming things to themselves and to each other, that we have to dress a certain way, wear, clear backpacks and clear purses. I mean, now when you go to ball games, I have to have my own clear purse to take my purse into the ball games. That's just, you would have never thought that 20 years ago, 10 years ago even. I mean, it's crazy that what we have to go through just to socialize or educate ourselves. But you think about it, it's all for our security. So whatever we need to do to keep our children safe and keep us safe, we have to do it. So look at this picture here in the UK in 1890. Look at all that. They have to me, it looks like aprons, but they're going to school.
That does look like aprons. It looks like aprons to me too.
To me, it looks more like aprons than part of their dress. Like they're going to cook. It reminds me of Little House on the Prairie. They would have the dresses, and then when they're cooking, they would have the white apron. So that's what that picture reminds me of. And look at the male teacher looks so scary to me in that picture. He's so straightforward, so serious. He almost looks scary, but look at all the girls standing there, sitting there, how proper they're sitting, but it does look like aprons to me.
And they've got the little, I guess, handkerchief or
yes.
Scarf. Yeah.
Yes. That was a fun picture for me to really, if you focus in on that picture of some of it really doesn't look that much more of what we dress today. Maybe if we're going out, but with an apron on. Does that make sense? We wouldn't go to school looking like that. But if we were going to church without the apron, that's what we would, maybe as a young child, you would look like. So,
yeah, no one's smiling, so they're not happy to be at school.
I know. And look, the teachers also, they're all very, very firm, very almost scary to me.
Yep, solemn.
Yes, that's the exact word.
All right, what do we have here?
Now, see, we're getting more up to our dates, I guess. We're in the 50s, but really, some of the uniforms that I see some of the children wear would look like that. It would have a white top, blouse underneath, a jumper, dress, skirt type thing. And then, a lot of them do have to wear ties, girls and boys. So, and again, look at the long socks. But I remember when I was a young girl, we wore the long white, I guess I would call them thin nylon socks.
Mm-hmm.
And so this kind of reminds me of that. But yeah. But again, they're still straightforward, but you can see some smiles on their faces.
I know. It's amazing how the haircuts and hairstyles change.
Yes. Now that's in the 1950s. And then just, 30 years later, look at Queen Victoria boarding school. Here they are in the navy jumper dress with a white top. But look at that corded belt. Not too far from what we might wear now.
I think navy's just a staple color. Like everywhere you go, you see navy.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. All right. 2000. There's a plaid skirt you were talking about earlier. Yep.
Yes. So my daughter, when she was in, I think it was 7th and 8th grade that she went to the school with me, she had a plaid skirt similar to that, but it was the navy, the red, and the white was her colors. And then like that white polo top there, she had a white one, a red one, a navy one with the school logo on it. Now she never had to wear the jacket like 2020. Look at that. They're had the tie on and the jacket. So, and, I was researching in the schools that have to wear the jackets, that's on their dress days. That's when Christy used to have to wear her plaid skirt. She could wear it any day, but on dress days, she had to wear that skirt. So every Friday was considered dress day because we would have an assembly or any other time we may have a guest at the school or anything like that. So,
I do love the blazer look. I do love having the blazer, and I think Harry Potter and the school, and they have the blazers on, and I love how they have the school crest or logo on their jacket there. Very. I think this is a great photo.
Right, and then that striped tie really makes it look like Harry Potter to me.
Right.
That striped tie. But again, look at both of these pictures. Now we're smiling. We're having a good time. But it's amazing how far we went in, but it's amazing to see in 1800s what they look like versus now. And every, century, it just got a little bit closer to what we're already wearing. So, yeah, because you'll see a lot of girls now, even without uniforms, if they're out in a dressy fashion dinner date or whatever they're doing, they would have, a lot of them would wear plaid. Plaid's back in now. So, yes.
Well, I remember like growing up, I watched the movie Clueless, and they were all about the plaid.
Yes.
The plaid for back to school. And I think because we're seeing in movies that it's become popular in a way. Like now it's cool to wear uniform. Like maybe back then it was like a chore thing, but now it's like, oh, like you want to represent like where you went to school, and it's cool now.
Well, and it's like you said, if you see something in a movie, everyone wants to run out, and if it's one of their favorite, movies or favorite character, they want to run out and buy that skirt or that top or that hair bow or tie, whatever it is, or those shoes. Like, Michael Jordan was huge with my oldest grandson. He had to have the Michael Jordan shoes. I mean, and there's other ball players that had their own shoes as well. We, just had to have them. And it's just, it's who you look up to, or who your favorite character or favorite basketball, whatever it is, you find things that you want to be similar. And we just hope that it's in a positive way that these people are enriching our children, because again, it's all about what they see and what they learn from other people. Because when they get a certain age, parents, grandparents, they become, crazy, stupid, whatever word. I hate that word stupid, but kids don't think that adults know anything, because they know everything, them and their friends. So
Excellent. And yes, so just another big shout out reminder for our fundraiser this month of August, benefiting the Los Angeles Society. So the link is on the screen here. And so please shop with that link so we can track your purchases and make the matching contribution.
Yes, 40% of every purchase that you make will go to the Angel Society. And, the mission is to increase public awareness around issues of teenage homelessness across the world. And I think that's a huge, huge mission. And we want to support. If you don't want to purchase, can't purchase, we don't have what you want to purchase, share the link. Do something. Just be supportive, please.
And if you were watching us on Monday night, we did a whole episode interviewing Sadia Colbert, who is the founder of the Los Angeles Society. And I encourage you, if you missed it, to go back and watch it, because what she had to share about what we think we know about homelessness is totally like off the mark. Like, she blew my mind away.
Yes. I mean, she is, I had no idea with some of the things she said. And, once you think about it, one thing that caught my attention is, when I think of homelessness, I think people are having to live on the street, live in the homeless shelters. But like she says, if you're having, not your choice, but having to live with another person, another relative, because you don't want to, but that's the only place you have, you're considered homeless. And I had no idea, but it makes all the sense. Of course, if you want to go live with your children and your children want you to live with them, that's not homelessness. But if you don't have the money to get your own place, then you're homeless. And that makes so much sense when I never thought about that. I mean, Olivia, what's your thought on that?
Yes. And so just thinking about, how shelter is, so important as a human need. And I've been taking it for granted when other people don't have that same, even a luxury, right? As a roof over their head, their name on the mailbox. So she really made me deep thinkly about how appreciative I am, what I have, and what it is I can do to contribute, to others, to kind of give them that sense of like, right? Like, you want to feel like you belong and you want to feel secure.
Yes. And, our children should not be homeless. I mean, she gave us a number, and I don't remember what it was, of how many children is homeless, and that was in the United States. It was, we're talking about just the US, not the UK, not Canada, not other countries. I mean, just thousands and thousands of children under the age of 21 that are homeless. I mean, this is the way I feel. I live in the United States. In the United States, why in the heck do we have children living on the streets and having to sleep in shelters? You know, that just blows my mind, Olivia. That just blows my mind.
And that's why I love every fundraiser that we do, because we've learned so much, being able to partner with other people and fundraise. But, this particular organization has really been very meaningful. And hopefully, we can raise some funds through our website, homesweethometreasures.net, and send them the resources they need. They're doing a big backpack drive this weekend, right? So it's their 7th one. They do it every year, and this is their 7th time running it. So even just something basic like back to school supplies, a backpack, fill it up with, what they need to go to school.
And, I don't know about everywhere, but I'm just going by my experiences. I remember, I'm sure that my mom, I don't even know if my mom ever had to buy school supplies when we were young. Maybe she was supposed to and we didn't. I don't remember, I remember having to furnish my own paper and my own pencils, my own, if I needed an ink pen, but I don't remember taking colored pencils to school or crayons. I remember having them at home for my homework, but I don't know that I ever had, but then when my daughters went to school, I remember that Mark and I had to sit down and put that in our budget, because by the time you buy construction paper and art paper and, and then it became, then we had to add later on, it was tissues. And then it was like we had a shortage of, the schools had a shortage of the copy paper. So we had to start buying packs of copy paper and sending. But, in today in our area, it's about $100 a child for school supplies.
Easily.
And that's not fancy. And that doesn't include a, $80 backpack, Now, again, that's just another school accessory, but some children will have a $10 backpack and some will have a $100 backpack. I'm talking about paper, pencils, construction paper, those type of things, those big, thick, I forgot what they're called,
Yep.
The
big binders.
Those are expensive, even going to Walmart, those are expensive. And then I remember, Walmart would have some things and I would have to go to Target for other things. And I would have to just search for all these school supplies because they would run out. And finally, I remember one year getting so frustrated, I just went into the office store hoping they would have everything, give the man both lists, and he came back with a cart full of my school supplies with everything I needed. It was the easiest transaction I ever did as far as school supplies. Might have paid a little bit more for it, but that year was a crazy year. I had just finished my chemo treatments. I didn't want to deal with it, and I just went in and did it, and it was great. So whatever you can't find, go to an office store. I didn't know office stores had school supplies back then, but I've learned they do.
That's wonderful. So join the conversation. If you're watching this and tuning into Throwback Thursday, all month of long, we're doing a back to school theme. We're supporting the Los Angeles Society fundraiser, and we're talking about school uniforms today and school supplies. So how are you budgeting for school supplies? Let us know. And I think it came down to just there's so many budget cuts within the schools that the teachers had to send home these checklists. I remember getting a checklist over the summer and being able to make sure I had all the supplies I needed, right? And have a binder for every class. And I used to be able to, I used to have to cover like my own textbooks. So I would have to ask my mom to go to the grocery store and get the paper bags, and I would cut them up to cover my textbooks because that was a requirement. We had to make sure they were covered.
Yes, to protect them so we wouldn't have to buy the book if we harmed it. And, again, when I went to school, we had lockers. And then later on, I think my girls started out having lockers, but then they kind of disappeared over the years. And I don't know. That's in my area. But tell us, at your schools, do they still have lockers? I'm thinking in my head, probably not because of, all the issues that schools have with lockers. But I used to love to cover my books with the brown paper bags, and then they would let you draw on it or paper mache it, or collage it. And then they, I remember one year in high school, they made us buy these little stretchy different things that just went over the book. I remember that.
Fun. The paper bags
was so fun to me, because stickers wouldn't stick on there, and I couldn't put on there LaDonna loves Mark and do the little hearts. Hey, we all did it back then. Now, Olivia, did you do things like that when you were in school, writing, doodling, and?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any major crushes in school. I was the nerd in school, but I remember we did have lockers, and the fun thing was to decorate your locker, and get fun magnets and stickers for your locker. So I remember that.
Yes. And I remember always running by there and throwing my books in there and grabbing the other books. And then when I started driving at a certain age, then you could just leave them in the car. Then you could go to the parking lot and get your books out. But most schools now, again, here, they don't let you go back to your car in between classes.
Must be safety issue again, right?
I'm sure, of kids, trying to skip school maybe, or stay in their cars too long, or I don't know, everyone has their own reasons not to. Every school has their own challenges. I think that's what I think.
It's funny you brought up the backpacks because there was a moment in time when they gave too much homework, and so we would have the rolling suitcase because you couldn't carry all those books. And so,
well, and it's now they don't even have books. I mean, if they do have books, they leave them in the classroom. But then they have again, this is in the area that my grandkids go to, is they check out it's like a laptop. They call it something different.
A Chromebook? Is it
Chromebook? That's what they call it. Yes, a Chromebook. So they check out, each child has their own Chromebooks. Then they put them in the backpacks. Then they slam the backpacks down. Or they put their backpacks down, but then somebody else slams their backpack. Well, then moms have to buy new. But it's amazing. They don't I guess they have a program somewhere where you just pay a certain price to have a certain things fixed on those Chromebooks. When the screens break.
Terrible. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to come with a hard cover for exactly that reason, because they get slammed and they
do. I mean, my grandson, last year, somehow his screen got cracked. He says he didn't slam his backpack. Who knows? But when you go to the gym, kids are stepping everywhere. I mean, kids, they're silly, especially in middle school. Their hormones are everywhere. They don't respect anything. They don't even respect their own selves at that age. I think so many of them, that's the age they're at. And I remember my daughter had to, get that screen fixed. But it was amazing that the schools have some, I don't know if there's a certain person maybe at the school, or they send the Chromebooks out or whatever, that they can fix the screen, just the screen, for a certain price, or if a key gets broken, or, so, that's pretty amazing. And everything they can do on that Chromebook, and then they have different ways of getting their lesson plans, and everything is on a certain place for them to log in on. And then there's a certain place they log in to get their grades. And then there's a certain place that mom and dad log in to get your grades, or look at your homework or your behavior or whatever. There's a lot of logging in now. You're a student at school, or you're a parent of a student.
Yeah, you're bringing up a good point because again, this is the evolution of our schools now, right? And I totally forgot. Like, okay, they may not even know what we're talking about, like covering our textbooks with brown paper because
Yeah.
everything's a Chromebook, and the Chromebooks are from Google. So I think everything now, because Google has a big partnership with different schools and academic institutions, and like you can have a whole Google Drive, right, for your school.
Yes, they do. They do. They have like Google, they have their own Google accounts that they sign into. And like some lessons, I remember when we went to COVID, um, I have three grandkids in school. Two of them, they get it. They get the lesson plans, they get the logging in. But then we have one that school is a challenge. He really has to work hard. So when we went to COVID, he literally had no teacher when we first, because there was no teaching really online. It was just the lesson plans, do it, turn it in. Well, we're all trying to figure out how to be teachers. Well, guess what? First of all, we had to figure out how to get logged into everything. Then we had to find out, well, where's the lesson plans? And then you had to sign in on one lesson plan to do the art project, but then you had to go to another thing to turn in the reading assignment. And then there's a whole nother thing for math. So finally, my daughter called him and said, look, I am not a teacher. I do not want to be a teacher. you know, we need some help. Well, fortunately, then they got where the teachers came online with them, and that was helpful. It was like an online class. There was a teacher there, and and they even had certain times where you could log in and ask them questions. And that was a lot easier, because you have all these parents trying to work and teach their children, and it's hard. And, even though I was a teacher, I haven't taught math in years. Math changes. And then, math teachers want every certain way, even if you have the right answer, if you haven't put in the steps, it's wrong. Because it's very important when you're doing algebra that you do each step.
Yep, you have to show your work. That's what I remember. Show your work.
And also, they can just Google the answer now. I mean, literally, you can put in an equation and Miss Google gives you an answer. I don't know. She's very smart. She's very smart. So it's hard being a student because the school districts, and I'm not saying this is bad or ugly. I'm just saying what I feel. They have an obligation so that each state has their own obligation that they expect each city, each county to do, each school district to do. It's hard. And you know what? When you're a teacher, your job depends on those kids passing that yearly test. Well, you know what? Some kids just have a really bad time of testing. It doesn't always, and I don't think it should come down to one test if you go to the next grade level, or you have to take extra classes because of that. And it's hard. It's hard on the students, and it's hard on the parents and the teachers.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different types of intelligences, right? I mean, I think I grew up thinking there were like 7 multiple intelligences. Now they've expanded that category to so many, like, different types of intelligences. And there's just, we need to figure out what is the best way to help that student's optimal learning, right? It could be a combination of things. All students, I think I read a quote somewhere, like all students have the ability to learn, but they don't have to learn in the same way or same day.
Exactly. And, multi-sensory is what I taught a lot.
Yeah.
Because, I was at a private school that all of our children had some kind of challenge. ADD, ADHD, bipolar, whatever it was, they had some kind of learning challenge. And I don't like to use the word disability. I like to use the word challenge. I don't like to use the word problem. I like to use the word challenge, because challenge means that we can help, we can fix, we can recreate.
We can overcome it.
Yes, you can overcome it, but you have to, every person, not just children, even adults, we learn in a different way. I was a very hard student. It was very hard. And even today, if I read a book, I sometimes have to go back and read parts of it because I didn't really get the whole meaning. And it's going to take me longer than maybe what it takes Olivia to read a book. So do I enjoy reading? Absolutely not. Because it's hard. It's hard for me to read. But once I have it, I have it. And I will remember it forever. But give me an art project, done. Give me
Crafting, done.
you know, and now they don't have home ec in classes, I don't think, anywhere anymore. Again, talking in my area, home ec. Did you have a home ec class? Maybe it was called, I think they changed home ec to living class or home living class or
They called
something.
it Health and Human Services.
Okay, so but in my day, it was like it was like a whole year. The first year would be all cooking or all sewing, or you could go into one semester cooking one, and I loved it. And LaDonna was like #1 in sewing every year. I got a scholarship for it, believe it or not, to college. Just like my art, I received art scholarships into college. They don't have that anymore. Most kids don't even know how to sew on a button. Most kids don't know how to redo their checking accounts. They don't even know how to balance them because they don't, again, around here, they don't teach that anymore. Just normal human things they don't teach. I'm sure there's an app out there somewhere that maybe they can plug in all the numbers and it reconsolidates your money, maybe, I wish they would teach more of that, just because it's so important to be financially stable, even if you don't have a lot of money, just to know how to put a budget together, how to follow the budget, how to recreate your budget when needed, because we always taught ourselves, my husband and I, and we taught our children, save for a rainy day because everyone has rainy days. And even now, and my daughters will say, dang it, Dad, there's too many rainy days. My savings account can't support that many. So,
Yeah.
So, but it's still true. We still, save for our rainy days because we're going to have them. The refrigerator is going to break. The toilets are going to break. The AC units are going to break. The tires are going to break. Your arms are going something. And when you have children, there's more things that can happen, of course. So
I think that's such wise advice. And I have always, lived by that advice. Like you want to have 6 months of savings, right, for yourself, because something could happen at any given moment. And now as I'm doing business, I'm recognizing like, you know what, I need to have 6 months savings for my business, for my
now
business.
with COVID and monkeypox, and the groceries are higher and the gas is higher. And if you want to buy a new used car, you're paying double the price in my area for a used car. And, we make fun because my husband's truck is an older truck, almost 300,000 miles on it. Sometimes I think we're duct taping and super gluing it together because does he want a new truck? Absolutely. Does he deserve one and need one? Absolutely. But they want me to pay like $30,000 for a used truck. And I'm like, you know what? It still gets us from A to B. So, but it's just, again, it's nowadays you need a year. It's just like, I don't let my groceries get real low anymore because sometimes we'll go to the store and there's no pasta to be found in the store.
Yep.
There's one time, to go buy a roast at the store right now, it's almost double the price is what it was just a year ago. So everything has went up. I heard that not anything with school uniform, but it is school related, is that groceries have gotten so high. I think they said on the news the other day, either 12% or 13% higher than normal. So our food pantries are really low on supplies because people that don't usually have to go get food from the food pantries are having to go get some because their budgets don't allow for that increase.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's going to affect kids taking school lunches to school, their after school snacks. And they can't learn if they're hungry.
I think it's time I got to make my own granola bars. I'm so happy.
It's very affordable. Flour, sugar, milk makes waffles and pancakes, and it makes you full. I mean, get those carbs in those bellies. Is it great for them? No, but at least it's something. Don't let our kids go without.
Exactly. I know one thing that LaDonna is loving to read is your recipes. So recipes are fun, easy to read. So please send in those recipes. Thank you so much to Octavia, Celeste. So many of you have already submitted your recipes to us. We've been having a lot of fun reading those. And one of these days, we're going to put LaDonna to the test and have them, we're going to make her in her kitchen.
Yes, I love cooking. And I love creating. So yes, please send in those recipes. We're going to put together our own virtual recipe book, and yours will be in there. So get those recipes in. And your back to school pictures, your throwback pictures of school uniforms.
Yeah, we'd love to see them. So, we'll make a fun show. But in the time that we have left, we're going to do favorite items reveal so that way you know what to shop for. So here we go. We're going to cue up the video right now for your favorite items reveal. And these are going to be put up on the website today.
Yes. And I am here to give you the best value, quality, and variety that you deserve. Here is a sneak peek preview of just a few things that will be coming online in just the next few hours. So here we go. A pair of Wrangler jeans, 16 regular, kid size. And look at these precious, precious vintage earrings. They look of wood. And look at that silver tone, antique silver tone color. Beautiful colors, variety of colors that would match any outfit. And then look at this vintage teacup and saucer. Beautiful set. And it is flawless. Beautiful, beautiful set. And we will see, it is from Fairway. The maker is Fairway. Look at the design on that handle, the gold tone trim. Beautiful set. Look at this vintage. This would be a kid's belt. Look at all the beautiful, look at that, the star. Look at all the floral trim. It is real leather. Looks new. It is vintage. And then look here at this unique piece. This is metal. You can use for a candle holder, add your seashells, maybe flower petals. Even if you just use it as a decor piece like it is, it would be a unique, cute decor piece. It is round. And yes, it was meant as a candle holder, but as I always say, you do not have to use anything as it was meant to be. Let it be what you want it to be. Remember, it's all about you here at Home Sweet Home Treasures. If you don't find what you're looking for at www.homesweethometreasures.net, reach out to me. Send me a message. I am your personal shopper. I am your girl. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And remember, it's all about the journey.
I have to say, LaDonna, you've got a great eye for things. So, like, that was a candle holder, but it doesn't have to be. You can make a different use for it. So that's a great tip.
Exactly. Use it the way you want to use it.
All right. And as always, it is flat free shipping. So flat free shipping, so easy to remember, $5 US, $10 for international. And if you're looking for that code word, here it is, uniforms.
And with that, when you go to checkout, it gives you a 15% discount. 15% discount. You got to think about that. That pays for your taxes and some. And, you know, that's what I always say. If it's 10%, it pays for your taxes and some. So we're giving you 15% discount. And if you use the URL code for the school, they're going to get 40%. So look at that. You're helping yourself and the Angel Society. So please.
It's a win-win-win, right? It's a win
Yes.
for you, win for them, win for us. So win-win-win.
Yes, please. And you will get the best customer service ever.
I have to say, I love those earrings. So what are you going to marry those earrings with?
These are one of my favorite pair of earrings, and I'm sorry, I'm keeping them.
You're keeping
I
them?
love these earrings. I love them. It's almost like they change colors with whatever top. You know, they get deeper or lighter, and they're so lightweight. So I
What
love
about the
these
earrings that were in the sneak peek preview? Those like wooden earrings.
Oh, those! Oh my gosh, those are gorgeous, and I'm going to sell them by themselves because you honestly don't need anything else. They look like they're wood, but they're not, and they're really lightweight. They're vintage, and they look brand new, just like that belt. Did you see how well that belt looked? It is a Western belt, real leather, and it looks new.
It does.
And I love to be able to provide these kinds of items.
Exactly.
I love it.
And don't forget, on Monday's Mojo's episode, we announced that we're going to give away a bracelet. So every time you shop for the fundraiser at tinyurl.com/TLAS22, go into the Los Angeles Society, we are going to give you a matching bracelet. It's a white braided corded bracelet, and it has angel wings on it. So we're excited to have that as your bonus gift.
Yes, and we've already had 2 of those go out this week. So, I mean, so you got to think about it. And both of these people received a 15% discount. The Angel Society will receive a 40% discount. Plus, they receive the little white corded bracelet, brand new. And just by shopping, and they save tons of money on their items.
Exactly.
So, yes.
So that is a gift from LaDonna at Home Sweet Home Treasures to you, just, you know, out of appreciation, out of consideration that you are supporting this fundraiser. So these little things, you know, is what makes it so special. And we want to be able to share that with you.
And there's very few places I think that can top what we do here, Olivia. I really believe that in my heart, that we do a great job. The discounts, the merchandise, the quality, the variety, and then supporting this, whatever it is. You know, we did Ukraine. We did, what was our next one that we did?
For the Robb Elementary School.
Yes, the school. What a great, I mean, both of those were great fundraisers. Oh my gosh, the Angel Society. And who knows who else we're going to be able to help. Remember, every dollar matters. Every dollar.
It does. And plus, we come on twice a week to show you all of the curated, you know, specially pulled out items for you to preview. So they go by quick. So that's why we have to show them as a preview. So you get your first dibs on them.
Exactly. I mean, you got to think these little pink boas, usually at a custom boutique, would go for about $18 at a little girl's boutique. Go to my website, $6, brand new with tag, $6. You get a pink boa that you can use for crafting, little girl's birthday decor, their giveaway gifts, whatever. I mean, it's amazing we can do that, but we can do that because the way I shop and do my treasure hunting.
Yes.
And thinking of treasure hunting, we're going to have a lady. Tell them about our lady coming on.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that. Okay, so yes, so tune in on Monday Night Mojo's episode. We're gonna feature one of my local colleagues here in Jacksonville, Florida. She runs an estate sale company called Flamboyance. So, and her mascot is flamingo. So we'll have to pull up some flamingo items, LaDonna, for that. And so Debbie Vivas will be our guest on the show, and she's gonna give you a behind the scenes look at what goes on estate sales. It's not what you think.
A lot of hard work, number one.
Yeah, there's a lot of work.
Because I don't do estate sales like that, like she does, but we kind of do the same things. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So we're excited to sit down with her. She's taking some time out of her schedule and just to sit down and share with us some of her insights as a woman entrepreneur, as a business owner, and in this, type of field, because there's a lot of work, there's a lot of things that involve to get a house staged and ready. And also just to cover, what are some of the myths or misconceptions about estate sales? It's not only when you die.
And I thought that for so long. Because back in the day, that's the way it was. Estate sales was for people that were older and they had passed, and now their children have all of their treasures that they no longer want. But it's not that way anymore.
No, yeah. So tune in for that Monday night episode to see how an estate sale is coordinated and what constitutes as an estate sale and what categories, what types of estate sales are happening. So it'll be a super fun episode.
Yes, I'm pretty excited about meeting her and hearing what she has to say.
And you might be wondering, like, how did this come about? So, I shop estate sales all the time. I go treasure hunting. And so I would, share videos to LaDonna. I think we've talked about it here in the show before. And I just happened to be one at Debbie's estate sales. And she watched our show. And she was like, I want to come on and talk. I was like, okay, great. So, we are always open to that sort of audience interaction. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, if you've got a topic that matches what we're talking about, let us know. We'd love to have you come on. Yes. And we get to talk about your business, promote you and highlight you.
Yes. That's the way all of us small businesses need to work together.
Yeah.
And have fun, recreate each other by sharing each other so that our names get out there. There's enough business for all of us.
There's enough business for everyone. Indeed. Exactly. So all right. Awesome. So we're going to close out this episode. Have a fabulous rest of the week. Remember, your code word is valid all through tonight, Thursday, and into Friday night, midnight Central Time. So shop away. And if you miss the deadline, you'll just have to come back on Monday Night Mojo.
Yes. And remember to use that URL for the Angel Society. Please support them. They need us.
Yes, indeed. Every dollar counts, like LaDonna says.
Yes.
All right. Have a great day. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Throwback Thursday, featuring school uniforms from way back when. We'd love for you to share with us pictures of your school uniforms throughout the day today. Please send them in. We'd love to see them. Share with them in the comments or share with them in a Facebook post or LinkedIn post and tag us. Let's see your Throwback Thursday school uniform outfits. As a gentle reminder, for all of August, we are supporting the Los Angeles Society fundraiser. Please shop with this link, tinyurl.com/TLAS22, and 40% of your purchase will be donated to this amazing organization. Hashtag love is what love does. And hurry, get those recipes in. We are running the month-long contest honoring August as National Picnic Month. We're so grateful for all the recipes that have been coming through, and there's still time to submit your favorite recipe. What is the perfect picnic recipe? Please go ahead and share with us. You can comment here on the live stream, send us a personal message on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, or email to us at homesweethometreasures@hotmail.com. We look forward to reading your recipes and testing them out in our personal kitchens. Thank you so much.